I see so much out of these mothers. Mm, Fathers too, but I see a lot more. I see more fathers that always want to be there, that tries to be there. The mother, she's out laying with somebody else. Again, the babies are suffering because I know these two are. They haven't said much about, you know, but yeah. Okay,
Mm.
I just see. Okay. Yeah, I want to definitely continue right here where we just stopped here in a minute. Definitely. After we get this intro going, I
Oh hell
definitely
no!
want to.
I'm supposed to record now because we just recorded. We ain't live,
Oh,
so I'm supposed to record
okay.
now.
Okay.
Okay, man, we just caught some lightning in a bottle, and I ain't record that shit. Oh my god, mistake. Look, okay.
Oh, God, I know.
Anyway,
I know. That's what I'm
anyway.
saying right there. That is raw, sweet.
Uh,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. Yeah. Cause it's yeah, it's really like that. The babies. Yeah. Yeah. I think this
uh,
might be what we talk about. We could talk about that tonight, babies.
mm,
What do they deserve out of all the addiction? What do they deserve? Because babies are suffering.
mm, yeah. It's yeah, it don't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, uh, I I honestly don't get what people unless you got some real valid stuff. If somebody keeps violating, and you keep giving them chance, and there's other parent over here just like willing and able and ready, and you're gonna keep whether a man or woman. But in most cases, it's like a woman that keeps getting chance after chance after chance after chance, and they keep giving the kid back
Mm. And
instead
look
of letting
how many
and
kids are being
traumatizing instead
killed.
of letting the kid go to the better parent, no matter what that might be.
Some people are just not fit to be a parent. It does happen.
Yeah,
Thank you,
they're
Big C.
not
I appreciate your
big.
comment. I appreciate you coming in right there.
Mm. Yes, we do. Right on time every time, Big C. Our big
Yeah, I
brother.
mean, look,
Security in the house.
I even got the disclaimer. I got the disclaimer ready and everything. Here we go.
All right, so let's go, sir. Let's go. We ready.
All opinions expressed by the program participant or participants are solely their own current opinion and do not in any way reflect the opinion of Proving Grounds podcasts or shows under the Proving Grounds an extension of LLR Ohio, nor their parent companies or affiliates. We do reserve the right to disconnect any unruly guests by respectfully saying, fuck out. Click. Thank you for coming to work today, your friendly neighborhood elevator operator. Know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir, we do.
I like this doing stuff. That's cool. I like
I
it.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Ah, let's see.
I do. I do. Yes, I do. And hello and welcome, everyone. There is DJ B Lethal in the flesh. All right. Out of the elevator right here in person with us.
Oh man,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
floated back.
then he
What
was
the hell?
gone. But he's here.
Yeah, this Mac ain't working right for me today. I don't know what's going on, but we'll get it together.
My phone has been
Music.
so off crazy today. Um, I don't know
Something about
I don't know what's, yeah.
it keeps telling me something about my connection. So in case things go wrong, let you know ahead of time, y'all. In case things go awry. Maybe, maybe. Let me go back to my normal background because that might be something too. Let's go back to the elevator. Here go the elevator.
Okay.
We're back in the elevator now. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
I
even
like
if I
that.
ain't there, it looks like I'm there. Even if I ain't, like I'm just standing behind the table.
Yes. You
So
there.
if
You
anybody,
there. Yeah.
you can be like, hey, is he really like just standing behind the table like that? Like, yes. Pay no attention to the man behind the table.
He is there. Charlie
Oh
will be
man.
back as well. Charlie will be back as well.
Oh, there you go. Get
I
over
got
here,
kicked out
change
for
the
a
back.
second.
Yeah, there you go.
And Charlie's back.
So let me uh let me hit it with a little bit of this.
Welcome to
Okay.
Healing with Peggy. Autumn's way through. Autumn's way through. Autum's way through.
Welcome. Oh, yeah, man. How you doing? You good? I know you like that.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Healing with Miss Peggy. Miss Peggy. Miss Peggy.
Hello. Hello and welcome. It's Tuesday night and we want to welcome everyone back. We want to thank everyone that has been with us, everyone that will join us, and everyone that will be back next Tuesday night. I want to thank Big C for always all your support, for everything that you do for Autumn's Way, for just always being here, being our security. We appreciate you. We thank you and we love you, Charlie. Thank you, thank you. DJ B Lethal, sir, you already know. We thank you so much for everything you do. A big shout out to LLR Ohio Radio, Linda's Legacy radio stations from Columbus, Ohio. You can find us, download the Zeno app today, and you can find us right now. The app is free. Yes, the app is free on your Google Play Store. And look for LLR Ohio, the B-sides. That is THA, the letter B, SIDEZs. Look, you're going to find us right there. Good music, the Tattoo Shop Radio. Check that out. You know, absolutely have 25,000 active listeners. Great music. If you need a DJ for any reason, contact DJ B Lethal. You can Google him and you can find him on all social media. And he'll be telling everyone where they can find him as well. So, DJ B Lethal, Big C, how was your week?
But,
They like
well, you
putting
know
up the
me.
minutes.
I was waiting for. I was waiting for some. I didn't know if who was going first. I'll go first. I'll go first. Okay. It was cool. It's been all right. Uh, I'm still here. I get up every day and get to do it again. So I am good.
Yes, sir. We are too blessed to be stressed, truly.
Got a lot of good friends. Well, I say I got some good friends. I don't want to say a
Yes.
lot, but I got some good friends. I don't need a whole lot. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody can use friends, but good
Yeah.
friends, I got a few, and I'm good.
Yeah. That part all day, sir. That part
Mhm.
all day.
Yep. Big C, what up, baby?
I think
Not me,
he's playing with that
but
mute button, you know?
you.
But he will
Oh,
be jumping in at any time. He already knows.
oh. Whew.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Yes,
Miss Peggy, how was
yes.
how was your week?
Well, um, it's been different. It's been different, sir. Um,
Mhm.
we've had some great, we've been blessed, with, two little ones that we're just trying to, do what we do. So,
Ball.
we've been a little busy and, doing with that, so yeah, going back to school, every day. It's like, you never get too old, I think, to learn, it's like, being, 61 years young. Uh, of course, every day, I'm trying to learn something every day. And, I have been. And, that's what we're doing here at Autumn's Way. We are from Columbus, Ohio. Um, Overdose is the number one killer in the whole United States on everything in every city and state. Let me say that again. Overdose, it just is, and that's why we're here. Everyone, like I said, we have been here for an awesome, wonderful 3 years here on LLR Ohio FM radio with DJ B Lethal. And thanks to DJ B Lethal for creating all the wonderful platforms that have made us such a awesome, awesome community platform. Here at Autumn's Way, we give back, completely give back. There is so many families that have been touched, affected by addiction in every way. Someone is lost, someone, they know someone, and a family member to someone. And that's why we're here. Autumn passed away April the 10th, 2012, and she was laid to rest April the 20th, 2012. It was just her angel anniversary. And, you know,
I'm sorry.
no year. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. And, no year, no day is easier. Life is different. And it's knowing that we're going to be here on this earth just for a little bit. So you got to get up and you really have to realize who you are and who your creator made you to be. And that's why we're here as well, just to try to help people remember who they are and to enjoy life. Don't take those precious moments and throw them away. Make good, happy memories. You're going through the earth one time, but if you continue to do drugs, the stuff out here now, there's no name, address, and the stuff, this xylazine that's in the fentanyl, it is death. Truly death, death, death. If you continue to use, please let your family, your friends, your loved ones know how you want to be buried. Please contact DJ Be Lethal and he will get your music together and help your family with that. So this is a epidemic we're talking about, and it's on every social media. This drugs out here now is nothing like it used to be. Stuff out here now is not like it used to be. We are here to help. We are here autumn's way through. We have so many phone numbers. We have so much, free information that we give out. And we are just here
Hold
to help
on.
anyone. And we just want to welcome our beautiful sister that will be back in a moment. And truly, there's just so much that has been going on through addiction. And there's too many that we are losing, have lost. And that's why we're here, is to pass out information, to give information, and to let everyone know that you're not alone through the struggle of addiction, because it has just taken too many and it is continuing every day. So we are just doing everything that we can. Again, 3 years we have been here on Autumn's Way Through platform that DJ Be Lethal has built. All of our beautiful flyers, photos is photo credit to DJ Be Lethal. We are truly blessed. And again, we want people to know that you're not alone in the struggle. And what we want to talk about tonight is the ones that are struggling the most out of everything, and that is the children. Right now, we want to welcome our beautiful sister, Merica Cole. We thank you for everything that you are doing. The fight of addiction is real, and we just thank you for your time, for being here with us, sharing everything that you're doing and your whole movement and everything that you're doing. So we're going to turn the mic over to you, and just welcome. And again, we thank you for being with us tonight.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to join you and talk about addiction and how it's affecting and ravaging families across the nation. That there is hope, and that there is help out there. We are very grateful for DJB Lethal and the platform that we have to get our message to people that are struggling and just to be there for you. So I'm here to help out Miss Peggy and ask questions and answer questions. And we're always learning something new off of each other every single time we hear each other talk. And you know, so go for it, Miss Peggy.
Well, we want to welcome you and thank you again. Um, the billboards that y'all have, that you've been such a great big part of putting up out there. It's a really, we are, as a whole nation, as a whole, motherhood, sisterhood, fatherhoods, brotherhoods, families of any kind, because we are one human race, and we are here just fighting and trying to bring hope, because addiction, drugs are the number one death in the United States, the number one killer in the
And
whole
now that
United
fentanyl,
States.
and now that we have fentanyl and xylazine and nitazine and all these new designer drugs, it's even more deadly. It's not like, there used to be a time where you could experiment and or switch up drugs and not die, but definitely the experience that I've been seeing out here and across the nation, it's been horrible. The death toll has risen, and even statistically, if they say that it's gotten better, it has not gotten better. It's getting worse, and we're going to get to a point where everybody is going to know someone that died from fentanyl poisoning. And the purpose of the billboards that we have in California is because we see a lot of billboards that say fentanyl kills or to one pill can kill and all that, but we actually put the faces of the children and adults and young and old, doesn't matter, um, to the term fentanyl. And we know that fentanyl comes from dealers, it comes from the streets, and somebody's peddling it and somebody's making money. And so the billboard is designed to get the attention of passerbys and the attention of people that don't know that fentanyl kills. It kills. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care where you come from. It doesn't care what background. If you're homeless or if you have a home, you could have a mansion. It'll kill you. It doesn't care. It'll find its way into different sources, different drugs. My son, it was in a drink form. It's getting into everything. But the billboards have been it's gotten the attention of the news because now there's faces, and we're working on a dynamic billboard where a lot of moms can put their child or their angel, we call them angels, on the board,
Yes.
and they're dynamic. We're going to make it to where they change and everyone has a chance to shine and spread awareness with their child. And if somebody would have told me 3 years ago that my son would be advocating fentanyl in the way that he is, I would have never believed it. And it's sad. It's sad because when we look at these billboards, we see kids of all ages, and some of them are minors. And
Yes.
it's sad to know that so many people, we couldn't fit enough people on the billboard. So we're doing a dynamic one where they change and everyone has a chance to see their child, just bringing awareness to the next person. And I've been talking to different addicts and people that have addiction, and it's very, very difficult for them. And I, the one thing that I tell them is that they have a chance. My son does not have that chance to try to stop. He doesn't have that chance. While you're alive, you have that chance to change your life in extraordinary and amazing ways. We have this one website, Peggy, for people who are in recovery, and you see them, they always take a photo when they first get into recovery, and then you see them now. And even 6 months
Yes.
down the line, you see a huge difference. And it's so amazing that everybody that I run across, I don't care where they are in their addiction, you can see the amazingness in them when you hear them talk. So I always try to get into their zone and ask them so I can learn, because I'm always learning. And I've learned so much about addiction that I can share it. It's something that I can share. So
Yes.
yeah. But thank you for having me. I really enjoy the opportunity to share what I know and know what I share.
Yes. And
Uh,
yes. Yes.
you know, Miss Faye, I, um,
Yes,
when
sir.
you, when you asked the question earlier, uh, my my mind automatically went to, when I thought about kids and people that are in addiction have kids. Okay, and then my brain automatically said, man, you know, I wonder why they don't think about, okay, say this person that they've been dealing with has been an addict for years and years and years, but they have kids. Well, those kids were probably born addicts and they don't even like realize it because they don't know. They don't know what that is, you know? And and at some point, they're hypersensitive. Everything is, because and then when you get them away from it, there has to be some type of uh child detoxing uh 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 period, because even though they might not be doing the drugs or ingesting the drug, but they're around it, touching it, things that's been it still gets in their system, so whatever it is still reacts with their body. And if for it's messed up. My brain just started thinking. I was like, man, I can't even imagine being a kid trying to understand what my brain
What's
and
wrong? Yeah.
what's going on, why everything around me is not right, or you don't know if it's right because you don't know what right is. Ever since you was born, you've had this thing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I do know that, like in California, there are what they call drug babies. They were born with drugs in their system because maybe the mom used while she was carrying the baby. And some of these effects are long term effects that might affect them developmentally. They have a delay, uh, mental delay, a growth delay. It could be some of the put the child on the spectrum because they don't know that they've been affected by drugs. They could be 7, 8, 9 and not diagnosed because there was a time when they weren't testing the moms, but now they are if they suspect that there
mhm,
is drug use and or a history, they will test the babies. But the ones that fell through the cracks, because not all counties do this, there are going to be ones that will fall through the cracks and they will grow up not knowing, why they have ADHD, why they just can't focus or they can't read. No matter what you tell them, they don't see things the way, and I'm not even going to say the word normal because nobody's normal anymore. But
yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, there's no such thing as normal. But they don't see things that you would expect them to see and understand. So,
Mm.
and then
We
there's
were,
ones that are exposed to smoke or marijuana smoke, or it could be we have cases where children have actually died, toddlers, just by being around fentanyl. So we do have a few
yes, that's a
toddlers in our
big,
group, which is devastating.
yes. There has
But
been many here in Ohio area that has passed away from toddlers.
but yeah, and that. But I wonder, like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep going
Yes.
back. But I
No,
wonder
it's, yeah.
okay, like in the cases where the mothers keep they end up losing the kid, getting it back, losing the kid, getting it back, losing the kid, getting it back because of drugs. Okay, there's
Yeah,
a
it's addiction.
1,000%
Yes.
chance that that kid is affected not just by the back and forth, but by the drugs. Like, I mean, really,
Hmm. And
and
DJ B.
yeah,
Lethal, I think a
it should be
lot
it
of
should be like
social
a
workers are missing that point, what you just said, sir.
there should
A
be a
lot
there should
of
be like a
workers
program.
are
I mean,
missing.
something for the kids because that you can't just deal with a kid like that, like just a move situation. That kid has to be uh
Stable.
socialized and stabilized before you just put them into somebody else's home and think that they're gonna conform directly to those rules and regulations.
Nah, DJ makes a point
Unfortunately,
because
they're
Mhm.
Normal to them.
yeah, I think that like here we there's no transition. They have what's called receiving homes, where they put the child in a receiving home, and it's with a bunch of children, and that's not a stable environment because some of these children are violent, and some of these
Mhm.
children have been through different traumas, and they're putting them together. If there were some type of stable environment in an ideal world, that would be great, but that just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Where
Uh,
there's a mother, father, or structure, go to school,
mhm.
a steady structure is once you're removed
And
from the home, that structure, what they know that or what the child thinks is a structure is all gone. And so
mhm.
it's yeah. It's a little bit different. It's a different world for them for sure, and that's why they start acting out and having anger issues and, abandonment, distrust, they don't know when they're gonna be moving around again. Those types of issues. Trust issues.
Yes. And um, definitely, that's is suffering is the children. And that's what they are going through is being moved around so many times, all of their toys, all of their belongings left, or moved in trash bags. Most of them are just come in trash bags, couple of things. So you're right, y'all are so right, you know, um, because there is mistrust. If your mother and your father have let you down and you're a baby and that's your protector and that's you're a baby, we're talking about a baby that's your protector is gone. The person that's supposed to be there to protect you from everything bad is gone. You know, the children are
And I know with
suffering the
babies
most. Yeah.
yeah, I know with babies, they don't have much of a memory, but it's even more traumatic when you're a toddler or 7 or 8 and you see, like, let's say your father get arrested and or mom get arrested or mom doing drugs or people coming in and out of the house. Whatever the environment is, it becomes what they think is normal. They do not know that that's not, they know it's not good, but they don't know what good is. You understand what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
don't know what good
Yes.
is because they haven't experienced that. And there are some
It's
incredible foster parents out there, but then you have some that are just collecting the money and they don't care too much about the kid. And I've seen abusive foster parents, and
yes.
it's a great thing that I'm a mandatory reporter because you know some parents or some foster parents should not be foster parents. They really
No, they
shouldn't be. If they don't have genuine love and care for the people or the children that they're taking in to genuinely help them, then they shouldn't be foster parents.
no, they
They need
should
to be
not.
genuine, and they need to know not to, how people feel different when they get into a home. It's important for them to feel like everyone else and treated like everyone else in the home, um, giving them a sense of belonging. I know that in some foster settings, all the toys are shared and they don't own anything. They don't have anything that they can call their own. And so it's important to say, hey, this is yours. This belongs to you. These clothes belong to you. What would you like to wear? Pick out of your wardrobe, look in your dresser. Those things resonate with kids when they have a sense of ownership and belonging.
Oh, lady, this is why I absolutely love you, my sister. And DJ B
Passion,
Lethal
passion.
and Big C. There is so much um, that I want to talk about, but, but there's so much that I am not at liberty to say at this moment. I do, but I can say this right now. This is what I know that I can say. I do have temporary emergency custody of my two little people. So that's all I can say about that or anything. But so um, I'm excited and I'm happy about it. I can say that. Um, and we have been struggling through some issues and we've been working with some people and it's been um, a little challenging. And that's the reason why I wanted to talk about this tonight, uh, you know, about the children and about fathers and about mothers being present and what the drugs are absolutely and how things are affecting children. I'm saying all children,
Right.
you know, but, you know, I got a good report today, so I'm really happy on some things and working on a lot of other things, and it's all coming together. Um, but it is a process, you know, and like DJ B Lethal said, and sir, I'm going to bring it up again, Big C, you can jump in at any time, you know, but DJ B Lethal, what you said, sir, truly, when a child is in that environment, when you're in a home environment, and just like you just said to Miss Cole, you know, a child, okay, you're in a drug home filled with meth smoke, fentanyl, the residue, just from cigarettes. Okay, just from cigarettes. I used to paint. Okay, so just from nicotine, okay, from a cigarette, the nicotine on the walls, if people smoke in that room for years, there's a yellow goo on the wall. Everybody knows that. Okay, now you mix fentanyl, crack smoke. There's a child in the home, you know, the danger. I just don't think that in addiction, I don't know if the parents are just not thinking. They're just doing what they're doing. And again, the children are crying, misbehaving. No one's knowing when they're eating, what they're doing, what they're watching. They're so messed up on drugs. And again, the child is in that environment. And when they're taken out of an environment of any home or environment like that, they don't know what a routine is because they they've never had a routine. All their toys, everything, when everything is taken, they have nothing, you know. So yes, there's going to be a lot, and the children again are suffering, and it's not fair to them, and it's not fair to none of these children. And all the parents in addiction, this is what I want to say to y'all right now. You know, go get help. Please reach out for one. Reach out and get help. If you want the drug more than you want your child, continue doing that, living that lifestyle, and go do that for as long as you want to do that. But quit being back and forth in your child's life. Quit being back here this week. They don't see you for a month. Then you're there for 2 weeks. The child worries and they're scared and they don't know what to do because their protector is gone. The person supposed to love them the most is gone. And they're with strangers. They're with different environments. They don't know who the new school is. Some kids are placed 5, 6, 7 times in a school year in foster care. So at that young age and moved around so many times, it's scary, especially when you keep losing everything that you just got at the last place and that's gone and somebody took this and it's not fair. And I want to say, parents, please reach out and get help. Quit being so selfish because your children are suffering and you don't even realize because you're too messed up. And yes, I said that. I did.
And you're
Did you?
absolutely right. They just need to decide between the drug and their children, but don't go back and forth. It's hard enough for them and to be uprooted so many times, like you said. Right when can you imagine finding a friend in your classroom and then all of a sudden you are moved to a whole different school, a different city, a different county. It's hard. It's hard on kids. I don't know if I told you, Miss Peggy, I had 2 foster children when my kids were growing up. They were children that were in the neighborhood. Mom had a lot of kids. She had a lot of kids. But there were 2 that always came over. And when she had her last baby, they took all the kids. All of a sudden, all the kids were gone, and we couldn't figure out what happened. But my kids came home crying, saying that 2 of their friends, they were taken by police, and it was a big deal. It was pretty traumatizing to my kids. They said, "Can we go get them? Can you find them? Go call the police." And they wanted their friends. So I called around and found them in the children's receiving home. They didn't have any eligible family members that could take them. So a lot of them were doing drugs, and some just didn't live in town at all. So I reached out and said, "Can we temporarily have them, and until you can find a family member?" I'd rather them come to me with a stable environment than for them to go into an intermediate place with nobody that they know until they can get to a family member. So our biggest thing was to we had to get beds, we had to get dressers. There's a lot of things you have to do, and we weren't doing it for the money. It was because my kids' hearts were broken. Our hearts were broken because they would come over and eat. They were really always hungry. I'm like, eat, my house, you can eat. And they never really, I had to like push them out the door, like, it's time for you to go home now. I know your mom's looking for you. And I hated that part because they didn't want to
Yeah.
leave. But I got to foster them for about 3 years until mom did what she needed to do. And she did it though. She did it though. She put her kids first. It took some time, but
Mhm.
she knew they were in a stable environment and that they were going to school. They had dental. My husband put them on his dental plan so that they could get, off of. I took them to the dentist, and the state likes to pull teeth. And I was like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
it's cheaper to pull teeth. And unfortunately, that's the way the state is, though. They're going to do
And
things on the cheap, and it
yeah.
doesn't matter if it's a child. Is there? And so I just enjoyed being a foster parent. And one of the kids is connected to me on Facebook now.
Awesome.
And yeah, pretty, pretty cool how it comes around.
It does. That is so awesome. That's
So
so
I am
awesome.
excited for your journey, Miss Peggy, because I think you're going
Yes.
to do awesome. You're going to hit some bumps in the road, but of course, you have
Yes.
to understand that they're coming from a different environment. Don't hesitate to
Yes.
get them counseling or dual diagnosis too.
Yes. We are setting that.
So just do what you
Yeah.
can,
Yeah. We're setting all that up
you know.
and this week. So yeah, getting all that done this week. And yeah. So
And they
yeah.
may not understand yes and no. We think it's really simple to say yes, no. And sometimes you just have to say, not now. How about if you do this first and then you can ask me later
Yeah.
on, you know, just
Yeah.
try to work with them that way. They don't understand yes and no. And some of
Yeah.
them don't understand consequence.
She's so good.
So nurturing
Love
them
her.
and
Yeah.
making them feel safe and telling them it's
Yes.
okay. It's okay to
Yeah.
talk about anything that bothers them, and don't let anything
Yes.
shock you. Just say, "Oh, okay,
Yes.
can you tell me?" Or like, let's say that they want to hit or they want to bite or whatever it is. You
Yeah.
stop them and just say, "Hey, can you tell me why you feel like this right now? Can you tell me why you bit her?" Can
Yeah.
you and let them explain, let them get their feelings out. It encourages
Yes.
them to talk. Get
Yes.
into their world.
Yes. We, yeah, been talking a lot, a whole lot. Yeah.
And boy, do they have imagination.
Yes.
Some of them may not want to tell the truth. Some of them are way too honest. you're
Yes.
gonna get a little bit, a lot of everything. So it's kind of like that
Yeah.
Cracker Jack box. You never know what's gonna come out
What
of
you
it.
gonna get?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, here in the later
Definitely.
years,
But never
all
be
you get is
discouraged.
that. Just joking. I had to put no light on. Nowadays, all you get is paper tattoos. You ain't getting no toys in the Cracker Jack. If you
Yes.
get in the Cracker Jack, you get
Yes,
Yes.
dipping
and
on
and
Yes.
just
The
know that
Cracker
kids love
Jacks
to be.
today.
Hold on, I got a car roaring.
Uh-oh. She,
Simply
she
good they
froze
made
up.
their bed, or maybe they got ready for school on time, to recognize when they're doing well.
Yeah.
It's always overlooked, but as soon as they do something wrong, it's addressed. It's
Yeah.
so important to address both. Hey, you know what? You got ready on time. You know what? Tomorrow I'm going to give you an extra snack,
Yeah.
something to reward
Yeah.
them.
Rewards. Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Love this lady.
Yeah.
you
It's
have the
so
rewards,
attitude. Yeah. Definitely a reward
and
system that that works.
yes, yes, and they have to understand the value of your no. You're not saying no. You're saying not right now. Now's
Yeah.
not the time to be like this. So, can we talk about this when we get home?
Yeah.
Or just sit them down and say, can you tell me why you're acting like this? Maybe I can help you.
Yes.
Just simple things so that they know that you're on their side and that you're there for them.
Mhm. That is the
Have to
most, I
learn.
think it's, yeah. And it is a process because of, what the young ones have, all of them have went through, that it didn't happen overnight. So it's definitely things that takes time, you know, but there's just
And it's a
so
learning
many.
curve for us as adults, to
Yes.
re-communicate, because us as parents, we think, no, that means no, don't ask me anything else.
Yeah.
Or we say yes, or we make our no mean no, and that's it. We don't want to hear anything else. And sometimes that no comes to them like a stab, like that's it, end of story.
Yeah.
And so when children have developmental problems or problems processing yes and no, you just have to say,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? We can't do that right now, especially if they want something expensive. I always tell them, but I can tell you how you can get it.
Yeah.
We can't do it right now, but I can tell you how you can get it.
Yeah.
And you have them work it out and work for that thing. And
Yeah.
I tell them, I want you to draw a picture of it and put it on your door. And so when they're sitting in their room, because you've sent them to their room, they can look at that thing on the door.
Yeah. They're like,
And you
yeah.
can't get that
Yeah.
yet because look at what happened. So
Yeah.
what would you do different next time?
Yeah.
Instead of, just ask them, what would you do different next time? Tell me, would you hit again, or would you talk it out? What would you do different? And let them answer. Let them
Yes.
answer.
Yeah.
But sometimes shouting isn't the answer. You just have to reason,
Yes. Definitely.
reason and reason and reason. And that makes you a better communicator. It
Hmm.
makes you a better person all the way around. A
Hmm.
lot of people go, you talk a certain way. And I'm like, because I've had kids on the spectrum. I've dealt with foster kids that had developmental problems, and the communication is key.
Yes, it is.
It's
Um,
82% of your battle.
hmm That truly is. And that's what the children in these homes that are infested with drugs, living in that environment, like, the behaviors is scary. Their parents are acting scary, which in turn does scare the children. So when they're out of that environment, definitely communication, talking on their level has to be right there. Talking to them, and listening to them and really listening to them. Like you just said, not yes, no, yes, no. It's listening to them because they're hurt, scared, terrified. Some of these kids are terrified to, to speak or to move or to say anything. Or most of them will act out and they won't stop. They won't stop screaming. They will scream for hours and hours and hours. Again, a lot of these children need to be, seen by a doctor. Um, they need, counseling, love, and understanding because that's something that they did not and were not receiving at home. Is any understanding. There was no reason because everything's out of reason. Nothing makes sense. There's no reason or rhyme to anything. And, it's like them living in an Alice in Wonderland home. You know, that's the reality of what some of these children are going through. And then to process some of the things when no one hears them. Their world is like, this is what I think. I mean, this is just my opinion. I'm not a professional, but I have read, learned, reading, understanding to learn, to understand more about the children on spectrums, on all different zones of stuff, because too many children and a lot of children are being overlooked. They are being pushed aside. They are too many being bullied. And it really has to stop.
Well,
It
that's a
is
big deal.
because,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And that's, like I say, we talk about a lot of things here at Autumn's Way. We do. Um, and it's just any and every way to help anyone. But when it comes to the children, you see, I will stand in front of a moving truck. I will do whatever it takes to protect any and all children. And that's the first thing about me. I don't care whose kid it is. What I see, if it's wrong, it's wrong. There's too many. There's just too much in the news of mothers that are abandoning kids, that are killing kids. There's too many of these stories. There is
Or they're
over a
selling
hundred.
them. They're selling
Yes,
them off. It's sickening. It's like,
yeah,
yeah, you hear all kinds of stories.
yes. Hundreds of thousands of stories every day. Now, and when the police or when this is seen or brought to an attention, why are they not charged with attempted murder? They might as well be, because the welfare of that child's safety, well-being is in their hands. They're trying to sell the child to what is going to happen to this child. Who knows? And that's really scary. And there's not attempted anything brought against some of these parents that this is going on. And this will say again, the children are going through so much, have been through so much. And so many of them are continuing to go through things on a daily basis. And we've been talking about this really, we've been on air for 3 years here on LLR Ohio. And but Autumn's Way, we've been doing this for 9 years now. Autumn's been gone for 12. But we've been doing this now here for 3 years. Miss Cole, I truly appreciate every single word of your awesome, wonderful advice, because there's so many parents, caretakers, relatives that need to hear all of that and more. Like I say, we're just tipping on a tip of all subjects, and we have many topics here. You know, um, the fathers is what I'm seeing here. There is a lot of fathers that truly want to be in their children's lives, and they would do anything to be there. And every time they're told no, 10,000 obstacles, the mother won't allow it, they move, no contact with the father. It's 10,000 excuses. And again, these children are suffering because a parent that wants to be hateful, but they wasn't hateful when they was laying there making that baby together. Wasn't no hatefulness going on then. No. But to be vicious and vindictive and to hurt someone that you say you love so much, this precious gift that you were giving, and to be so selfish to continue to hurt this beautiful gift of life that you were given, and that's again, we were going to fight for these kids, because again, the children are suffering and they're the ones that's paying the price on everything. And it's sad. It truly is sad what's going on. And because I see more fathers that want to be there, that want to step up, that want to do something. And I see more mothers, okay, more mothers. And this breaks my heart as a mom, a grandmother, an aunt, and a best friend. This breaks my heart to say that I see a lot more mothers neglect and abandon the children. And that is really how strong addiction is. This is something that, me and DJ Bilito and Big C were talking a little while ago about the families, the breakdown of the families and what's happening in the family structures of families not being like it used to be. DJ Bilito was saying just earlier about back before you didn't see as many divorce and families, you just don't see what you see now with families being separated, divorce rates, and parents just.
Well,
That's
it's been
because
made
we have a selfish society and they don't think
profit.
about. Go ahead, DJ Be Lethal.
People, it's been made profitable to be a single parent.
I
That's
was going to
true.
say the welfare system is set up, and they don't want the father in the home because the mother would get no benefits. Uh, you could have a working father, and because the father's working, he may not have enough money to feed the 4 children and the wife. But if they say he's not in the home, then they get more benefits and more aid and cash aid. And unfortunately,
Yes.
when you get cash aid, they go after the father that's working and they want that money back. So it's
Mm,
sometimes the government has to step back and let the parents be parents. When my parents were raising us, they didn't have situations where, I mean, we struggled and my mom didn't work. She didn't speak English very well. She had broken English. She's Japanese. And it was difficult for her to work. She was a waitress one time because it was in Japantown in Los Angeles, but she didn't drive at the time. So it was very difficult for her to work. But my father did whatever he could do. He got into the Air Force. He wasn't making a lot of money at first, and he had to go overseas. He had to do, there's a lot of things he had to do to kind of get more money. And he couldn't depend on my mom for a second income because here comes the kids, she's raising the kids. And we were all like a year apart, just in steps. And they didn't have a welfare system like it is now, where it's the most prevalent thing. You have cash aid, money, and if the questions that they ask you are so ambiguous that you can lie and get cash aid. You can get food stamps, you can get the health, but the breaking up of the family unit, what DJB Letha was talking about, is happening because they don't encourage parents to stay together. They don't encourage the mothers to work it out with the fathers and visitation and oh, if you get visitation, you get less money. It's all about money.
Yeah.
And this society is money driven.
mm.
It's not spiritual. They don't see
It's
the
the same.
value of vows. They don't see
It's
the
the same.
value of nurturing
It's
their children.
automatically, instead of saying it's automatically joint parenting. You're responsible for half, and you're responsible for half. Uh,
It
and
should be that way.
this is the extras that we can give you both for the child. We can give you the
But
health
but
care.
don't let the father give the mother any money because
Mm-mm.
it
No,
counts toward, yeah,
yeah,
and this is where the government is kind of sabotaging families without
Yes.
saying, not being transparent. But when you come from, um, I say in my neighborhood, I see a lot of that where um, the mother will get cash aid and not spend it on the children. She'll spend it
hmm
on her
Mm,
cigarettes. She'll
mm,
spend it on her hair or nails, and the kids are running around with no jackets. Mom has a
mm.
jacket, kid kids don't have jackets or shoes or whatever. I see that a lot.
I do too.
And it's a selfish society. They
Yeah.
don't want responsibility. They don't want to work. Oh, can you imagine sitting at a desk for 8 hours? Um, it's just something that you don't hear anymore, like steady people working steady jobs.
No. No.
and everybody's, oh, we can't get anybody to work. Well, you kind of decided that way, didn't you? When you
And when they legalized weed in California, and I'm only speaking for California, it made the workforce slow down significantly. People couldn't get up. People were losing their jobs. And I think to me, it's an expectation of them saying, watch what happens when we legalize weed. They will eventually be on welfare or we have more control. And people need to be aware that you can inevitably, because people are amazing when they find out what they really can do when they put their mind to it. They can make as much money as they want to. They just have to want to do it. Once they figure out that vehicle to get what they want, There's nothing that's going to stop them. But if
Very
you're
true.
caught up in the system, you're stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
You're stuck.
And what? Yes, and it's like jail, prison systems, child welfare. Any and all of those welfare, all the systems, and it truly is. It's like you know, seniors. They work so hard their whole life, and most of them, if you don't have a extremely high paying job, you're not going to get the most out of Social Security. You get the minimum. And we have seniors out here that are truly, really struggling because you only get $900 to $1,200 a month. Most rent is $1,000 a month now.
Well,
Okay,
I'll tell
so
you
how
this.
is it's really hard for these seniors, and it's so hard right now. The way grocery prices have tripled within last week, and it's just going up every week. Every week, groceries are going up every week, and that is hurting families. When things are tight and you go to the store, you can't get this, you can't get that, you can't get this, you can't get,
You're like,
again,
"Wait, can I get milk or toilet paper?
yeah,
Which
like,
one are you gonna sacrifice?"
yeah, like,
Exactly. Oh my
again,
goodness.
the kids, again, all of this stuff, again, the ones that suffer the most are the children because the parents are still going to go down the street, like you said, with the monies and financial aid that they're getting. The kids ain't get what they're in need, but they're going to they're going to have their dope, beer, cigarettes, hair, and nails done.
And
Where's the
new
little
cell
for
phone.
kids?
for a
Yes.
weekend.
And where's the
For,
kids'
for a weekend.
chips?
For
Yes, for
one
a week.
weekend,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and the
Hmm.
rest of the month.
And a lot of times they can't make it to the end of the month because they are not
Mhm.
taught how to manage money. I remember being in high school and they were teaching home economics.
Hmm.
They taught you how to balance a fake checkbook. We're given these little
Yes.
fake checkbooks.
Yes.
And we were taught how to do cooking. And I'm sure that you guys remember shop, where you learn how to change brakes or automotive or leather working. They
Yeah.
had leather work where you worked
Yeah.
with leather
Yes.
tools
Beauty
or
Yes.
you made
school.
keychains or stuff like that. They even took away driver's ed. They took away a lot of stuff that helped
Yes.
the child develop into an adult, a young adult successfully.
Yes.
But
And
that's
they
not the
did have the
design now.
program.
That's not the design now.
No. And I don't know if they still have it, but they did have a program that might be with home ec where the teenagers, well, like eighth, ninth graders maybe, they brought home the fake baby and had to take care of
Yes.
it. And if it cried, you got so many points for this or that. And the little boys and girls both, we've got little boys and girls with the babies, you know.
I bet you
Um,
go out there having babies now, huh?
Mine were like,
and now,
I don't want
yeah, now,
kids.
yeah, now,
Mm.
and and so they might not have that because I see a lot of,
No, they
I
don't.
want to say like younger kids with kids. Like I want to say I've seen some
Well,
13, 14, and 15-year-old
they've been
babies with their
glorifying it
own
for a
baby.
long time,
Or,
though. MTV
And
been glorifying it for a long time. You know, Teen Mom.
yes, that show
mm,
Teen Mom,
mm,
and I think, Miss Peggy, that's one of the reasons why they stopped the program because some of these young ones are like, "I want a baby. This is cool." And, it it
thank
depends on what
goodness.
yeah, it depends on how they were taught because to me, it was a lot of work and it's like, "Okay," and some people would absolutely love it and say, "Hey, you know what? This is easy. I want a kid. I wanna."
Yeah.
just you never know if they don't have a stable home life, they're going to look for love in all the
Yeah.
wrong places. It's just the way it is.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
It is.
So, yeah, but the society unfortunately government destroyed a good 75% of society by legalizing certain things, decriminalizing certain things, and now they're recriminalizing. And people are like, wait a minute, what used to be a misdemeanor, I could go to jail? Wait a minute, you let us do this before. Now, I just want to let you know that in some states, the federal government has more say so over cannabis, which is okay on the local level. The state level says you can have this. But if federally you can't, you have to make up your mind. Are do you want to fall into a federal offense because you get more years federally than you do with local? So, something to think about. They just play with these laws and people can't follow them. When they say, "Oh, people just can't follow the law." Well, there's a reason why, because they confuse everybody. Everyone's confused. What can you do? What can't you do?
Yes. Because it seems like they change stuff every day, every week, every month. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just think it's horrific some of the stuff that we see. There's huge busts in Sacramento, specifically for child trafficking. They're doing stings now. If you Google child trafficking Sacramento, it's crazy. It's crazy the busts that I've seen lately. It's just it's unbelievable. Sex trafficking, child trafficking,
It's
young kids.
it's really bad. A few weeks ago, we did have Ashley Patterson on from Circleville here in Circleville, Ohio. Their program, that's who and what they help is ladies that have been sex trafficked, and we have all their information. Again, that's it's so bad here that on the west side, South End is it's their whole city. Really, you can't pick a side, but because the sex trafficking is so bad, there's so many men and women that are coming up missing, and it's getting it's getting worse as the days go by. It's getting worse.
And it's hard to tell when to step in because I know my husband and I were at a restaurant. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and there was a guy sitting with this girl, and they looked like the most unlikely couple. And she looked really young, and he was like, they weren't really conversating. They were looking at something on maybe YouTube on the phone. She wasn't saying much, and she got ice cream and just weird, just food and ice cream was the biggest thing that I noticed. But
That's
how do you know? How do you step in and how do you know, like, mind your own business? This is my girl. How do you know when to step in? That's the biggest question is knowing, something's off. And yeah, because nowadays you can't confront anybody about anything. It'll get
mm,
you killed, you
yes,
just can't.
no, you definitely can't. It's
And this is why it goes on. Nobody in the restaurant even, saw. I don't know. They were acting like they didn't see. They probably were talking in the back, like, "Hey, I bet you she's being trafficked," but there was no way of
yes,
proving it. Yeah,
yeah,
it was
and
it was
that's
difficult for me to watch.
we were at a restaurant a few months ago in Dayton. I want to say I think it was Dayton, There was a gentleman I know that was in his, oh, I would say 50s, 60s, and he had this girl with him. Everyone, as soon as they walked in, everyone turned around and looked. The girl was very young, looked like maybe
Mhm.
16, 17, had on blue, she had blue hair, really high boots, really short cut outfit. The top was very, for her age, was inappropriate. The whole,
If it was a
just
grandfather,
whole look was inappropriate. Like it was, oh, I don't know, Miss Cole. I was like, something, and I felt something was wrong. But everyone, even the restaurant owner, it was a Japanese steakhouse, so they set you with people and you got to wait. There's so many groups of people that go. So
mhm,
um, it was the table that they set, and they were behind us. And you could just hear everybody's just like whispering, talking about, do you see this guy? Da, 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 da. And I was like, I think, should we call somebody? Like, what should
check
we
that
do?
out. Yeah.
And I went up and I spoke with the manager and I said, look, you see what I see. I work in the community, and something here with this people just ain't,
Something's off. Yeah.
something ain't right. And I said, look, do you do they come here often? Have you seen them before? Do you think you should maybe call the police, maybe ask for ID? Is she an escort, working for an escort service at this young age? Because that also happens here a lot in Ohio. There's a lot of escort services. There's a lot of back pages, that type stuff. And again, our CPD just did a bust and got that going. So that's a really good thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. And,
it's
it's a
scary.
hard call because, sometimes you have the grandfather that wants to take their granddaughter out. They're busy being their friend and they don't mind the blue hair because,
Hmm.
hey, I get to spend but how do you know? See, that's my whole thing is how do you know when to call it, or it's largely ignored because people, like, let's say the police are called and they're confronted and then somebody gets sued, because it's
Exactly.
California is a sue happy state. And
Yes.
how do you know when to step in? You don't. It's a hard call. Now, somebody's grabbing and somebody's trying to run and stuff like that. That's obvious. But when someone walks in a restaurant and you don't know if it's the grandchild, the rebellious grandchild, or
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't know, you know.
No. Mm-mm.
So
And that's again, because so many young girls are trafficked here in Ohio, in every city and state. It's really, really bad. The
yeah.
drugs, that's some of the girls are just out here working the streets, and it's just sad. It truly, truly is that the kids, again, these are young, young kids, young kids, and it's scary for them what they must be going through as well. You know, um,
You know
scary.
what's you know what's scary is when they're like 9 or 10, they're threatened. Obviously, they're threatened. But when you have the young teens that are scared and they're just scared because maybe they were, beat up or, drugged at one time, and the people that are trafficking these kids know that society's not going to question if it's an older person or if it's a couple, maybe. But the people that were at the restaurant where we were at, there obviously was an age difference. It was obvious. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it wasn't like a father-daughter thing. It was a
This one was,
older
yeah,
guy
this
with a
was
younger
kind,
girl.
yes, this was very different. Um, just because it was just very different. It was an older white man with a mixed young girl, and I, it was like she was on her phone, like like it was just very. Everyone in the entire restaurant was just looking. I mean, she was really. I don't know if it was the outfit. It really looked like that she just came out of a club, a strip club somewhere.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Yeah.
how,
Stripper quality clothes.
yeah, that's how alarming. I mean, when they walked in, everyone just turned around and looked, not just because I don't think of the hair, you know, but it was just truly alarming.
See, that's when you actually find out what kind of tattoos she has. If she has like the wrong tattoos, then yeah, fuck it.
Mm,
I don't care about how she looks, man. I go for tattoos.
Right? Right? You're so right about that.
mm,
And it's just, that's just something that to think about, when people are
yeah.
abducted, the first thing they do is drug them up and they don't even know where they're at. They don't
Mm,
even know what city they're at.
mm-mm,
They can't tell anyone. They don't have access to phones. They
no.
can't communicate. All their sense of communication is taken away.
Yes. And
Kind of
they're
like when
just,
kind of like when you're in foster care, you can't really
yes.
call anyone because you're forbidden to do that. That's what it
Yeah.
reminds me of, but this is a whole different situation when it comes to child trafficking. I just hope, and you know what? I be honest with you, it goes pretty high up. This child trafficking,
Mm,
it goes pretty high up in government as well.
yes, it does. Way, 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 way,
Way
way
up
up
there.
to the very top, tip, top. And again, here we are with dysfunctional families, breakdowns of families. And there's so many things that's just been put out for people to accept. This is just the way it is, and this is what it
Yeah,
is.
'cause I know when I was growing up, there was no way my dad was gonna let me walk down the street by myself. No way.
No,
No way. He
no,
had that eyebrow like, and he'd point, I'm good.
yeah,
I'm gonna go to my friend's house that's 2 doors down, and I'm back before it's even dark. So, yeah, there was structure for sure, but
hmm,
like we said, there's no structure, so
no, there's not.
kids are running
There's not.
around and they get swooped up at 7 years old, and
Yeah, and
horrible.
that's their whole life is gone. Again, I am Miss Peg, and we are healing through Autumn's Way right here every Tuesday night. We are sending out autumn angel hugs and love to anyone that needs encouragement, anyone that needs lifted up, anyone. Just know that you're not alone. If you are in addiction, we urge you, please reach out, please get help. The children are suffering, and they are truly the ones that are paying the highest price of your addiction. And yes, I said that, and I will say that again. The children are paying the highest prices of addiction. Again, I want to thank every single one that's here with us tonight, that joins us. Miss Cole, from everything that you do all the way out in California, DJ B Lethal, Big C. We couldn't do this without all of y'all. We are a community platform. Any and all rehabs, We'll run the number. We have, I literally have thousands of numbers and resources on hand. We are always running something at the end of the street, on the end of the screen. Anyone, if you need a tattoo, please go to Ram Tattoo at 224 West Johnson Street in Upper Sandusky, Ohio, and tell D that Autumn's Way Through sent y'all. And you might just get, a little family discount there, you know. So, anyone in addiction, if you need some cover up work, please go see D at Rammed. Go get Rammed at 224 West Johnson Street in Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Tomorrow, anyone, if you're struggling with addiction, please reach out. Please get help. Love your loved ones a little bit longer. Love those babies a little bit longer. Turn the music up. Just dance. Hold your loved ones. DJ Belito, Big C, Miss Cole, anything that y'all would like to say, put out, any shout outs, anything that y'all would like to say, the mic is yours, my family.
I just want to thank everybody for listening, everybody for coming out, hanging out with us. You didn't have to, but you did. And I appreciate it.
America's muted. You're muted.
Hey, I'm back. Hey, so I just want to thank. I was just telling you something. I was just saying thank you, Miss Peggy, for having me. I really enjoy everything that you share, and I'm always willing to share what I do know. And I will be. I have my YouTube channel, which is Good Morning America, thanks to DJ B Lethal. I am able to talk about fentanyl addiction, all different subjects. And one of the things that will be coming up pretty soon is smash and grabs that are happening, that are not happening and happening and not happening and happening. So we will talk about that and all the retailers that are leaving and or closing. And it's just crazy. This society's gotten a little bit crazy, and we're going to talk about that on my show.
Awesome. And that is Saturday mornings right here on LLR FM Ohio. Tune in.
And I want to thank DJ B Lethal for this platform because it's incredible. It's incredible how many people can be reached and touched with information. The technology that we have today is incredible. And I always want to keep encouraging Big C. You know what? You're a big part of the family, and I don't see you on, but you are. Just know that you are special. And and I'll keep encouraging, it's so important for us to keep encouraging each other. There's nothing we can't do together. There's absolutely nothing we can't do together. And just the support of each other, and to be a support of someone that's struggling, that isn't part of this community right here. Just to be there for them is amazing. So
yes. And anyone, please go to 1470, I think it is South High Street. That is Mary Haven. It's a walk-in facility. They'll get your insurance, medication, everything. Tomorrow, they open up at 7. It's a 24-hour, 7 days a week, 24 hours walk-in. That is for drug and alcohol. They'll take you off the street, no appointment needed. And that's at 1430 South High Street. And that is, again, Mary Haven. They open at 7 in the morning, but They're there all night for emergency. And again, yes, the 988 national hotline number that is for any and all mental issues, any and all drug related. If you need someone right now at this second, a professional, please call 988 right now. They will answer the phone and someone will be and stay with you on the phone until they can get someone to your direct home to where you're at. Again, I truly want to thank DJ B Lethal as well, the platform, for everything that he has done, for us being here for the last 3 years, doing what we do. Everyone, please download the Zeno app today. Download the Zeno app. Go to your Google Play Store. It's free. You know, look for all of the radio stations. We have 25,000 active listeners. Anyone, please look and follow our sister Miss Cole for homicide-induced homicide poisonings. She will definitely help you and lead you in the right directions for justice for your loved one in fentanyl poisoning death. Again, and we want to, everyone, please, justice for James Cooper. Please go to the Facebook, all social media. Look, put in the search bar, Justice for James Cooper. Please sign the petition and let's help Miss Nadine get justice for James, because we're not going to stop. We're going to continue helping Miss Nadine fight for justice for James as well. Again, we are here. I thank everyone for everything they do for Autumn's Way Through. We are truly a community platform. We are sending out only Autumn angel hugs and love. We hope that your angels come and visit you in your dreams. And anyone, just know that you're not alone through your struggle. Everyone, we will see you right here next Tuesday night. Stay blessed. Know that you're too blessed to be stressed. If you're stressed, call 988. Get some help today. Know that you're not alone. We love you from Columbus, Ohio, from Autumn's Way Through, from LLR FM Ohio, Linda's Legacy Radio Stations. Good night.
Welcome back to Healing with Miss Peggy. Miss Peggy. Miss Peggy.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah, man. How you doing? You good? I know you like that.